Welcome back to I'd Have a Beer. Week 12 is in the books, and we got a lot to cover tonight. The I'd Have a Beer podcast is presented by Zeus Brewing Company in Poughkeepsie, New York. Thank you again for coming on board. New episodes out every week. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube. And Mike, tell the people, absolutely.
Slam those buttons. Slam those buttons, please.
Absolutely murder those buttons. If you're listening on Spotify, give us that 5-star rating that we absolutely deserve. And share this episode with a friend. They'll love it. If they don't love it, their money back. No problem. Hit the follow on all of our social media at IHAB Podcast. Mike, tell the folks, what do we got coming up tonight?
Oh, yeah. We're doing the Week 12 wrap-up, Week 11 wrap-up of what's going on, what just happened. Fly, Eagles, fly. They've dominated. They've been dominated. Walking through their gauntlet of games, they played no other one other than the Bills, who are, like I said, frauds. Fraud alert. Not looking good. Bad things happening. Might not make playoffs. But someone who possibly might make the playoffs. You might have heard his name. Tommy DeVito.
Possibly.
The juice.
He's got the Jersey juice, baby. At least for one more week in New York, he is the guy. Tommy DeVito. He's got the Jersey juice. His family is excellent in the stands. A crowd pleaser. Love it. 12 miles from MetLife Stadium. Still living with his mother. Absolutely love it. He's the guy in New York, at least for the time being. What else we got coming up?
We'll get into that later for sure, but we got a jam-packed episode. We got Modest Mike in the building with the easy bet for this Thursday night football. We got a crowd favorite, one question, one answer. One of us has a challenge coming up this week. Spoiler alert, it's Manny. We got the good, the bad, and the ugly. Of course, going back out to the 12th man or woman, giving us the question of the week. They submit the questions. We give you the answers. Manny Mozz has a grind my gears that you don't want to miss. We got the recap of the Eagles-Giants game, separate games, predictions of their futures. Of course, our favorite segment, the Dak Prescott counter of interceptions. And we go over the delicious beers we have this week. I got a nice Wicked Weed IPA. Manny, what do you got over there?
I have a Spicy Boy from Zeus Brewing Company's Spicy Boy. All right.
We'll be sipping on these this whole episode, but before we jump in, Manny, I'd have a beer.
Hey, I'd have a beer. Bang. Bang, bang. All right, let's see. Spicy Boy going down.
This is all right. This is all right.
Wow.
Is that a spicy boy?
The Spicy Boy. Is it Spicy Boy? Are my eyes right? Woo! Spicy Boys here on the I'd Have a Beer podcast. Let's go, baby. Let's dive into it. Modest Mike. What is it looking like this week? How am I getting some money for a Spicy Boy this week?
This was a tough weekend for betting, I think, for a lot of people. Multiple games on multiple days really stretched the spread around, messed with things. Monday's night game was pitiful, a waste of everyone's time.
Yep.
That's why we called in an expert. We brought in an expert down here to cook up this pristine parlay for you. It's the modest parlay, but it's a probable parlay brought to you by Modest Mike.
Modest Mike.
This is easy. This is a Thursday night thriller. We got two big teams head-to-head. We got the Dallas Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks. Both must-wins for each team. Both are going to have these things happen on both their teams. We got Charbonnet, the running back. He's running for 40 yards. They run. It's a running team. They got Tony Pollard. He's going to run for 40 yards. They run. They're a running team. And they got CeeDee Lamb, the number one wide receiver out in Dallas. He's going to get 60 yards. I haven't seen him not get 60 yards. Not the way Dak's been throwing lately.
Sure.
You give me $100 on that bet, I'll give you $200 on the way back. Okay? Thursday night, you double your money. It's as easy as that. Then you're going to want to get into a car, get the Uber, drive on down to Zeus Brewery to get yourself
a Spicy Boy.
A Spicy Boy. All right?
A Spicy Boy.
Modest Mike giving you the for sure bet here. Charbonnet, Pollard, 40 yards, Lamb for 60, 100, turns into 200. This is not financial advice, but you should do it.
Lock that in, Modest
Lock
Mike. I
that in.
appreciate you. Modest Mike, it's Modest Mike. It's modest. $100 to win $200, correct?
Well, you can't be wrong with 2-to-1 odds, okay? I mean, it's red or black. This is what I'm giving you here, okay?
Before we get into the Week 11 recap, tonight I have a question for you. It sounds like you have a challenge for me. I'll give you my question first.
Yeah, what do you got for me?
I'll give you my question first. So my one question, one answer to Mike tonight is hypothetical situation here, of course. The question, Eagles are 1-10, let's say, this year. Eagles are 1-10, obviously hypothetical. Relax, chill out.
This is an alternate universe. Okay.
Yes, Eagles are 10-1, not making the playoffs, okay?
1
not
and
making
10.
the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
1-10, not making the playoffs. Who do you see in the 2023 Super Bowl and who's winning?
Wow. Okay, so there are 31 teams now in the NFL, is what you're telling me.
I mean, you could base it off of teams and how we are right now. Just move the Eagles out of the equation.
Yeah, I
they're
take
1
them
and 10,
and I put them at the bottom, which is an unreasonable situation. The NFC champions are going to be the Detroit Lions.
Wow.
The Detroit Lions have a year that they've never seen in a decade. Okay. The paper bags on their head get ripped off and they bust through again. The Phoenix rises. The Detroit Lions go in the NFC Championship.
Okay.
And they play no one other than the Ravens. Okay? It's an animal Super Bowl. Lions go against the Ravens. They got Lamar Jackson versus Jared Goff. Amon St. Brown versus OBJ.
Sure.
It's an unbelievable matchup. Lions win. Lions win on a 45-yard kick, and it's raining.
Wow. Sounds like you've thought about this hypothetical situation quite a few times.
Super Bowl. I've come across many scenarios in my head, and one of them is, what if the Eagles were never in the NFL? What would happen?
Yeah.
Then good football would never be played. So the Lions.
I was thinking about a question. I'm like, how can I somehow make it so I have to have Mike, the Eagles fan, tell me the Eagles aren't going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I took that record. I took that record and just simply flipped it and said, now they're 1-10. They're not sitting at the number one seed.
Now the Panthers. That is what you just said to me.
Possibly drafting a new quarterback at 1-10. I don't know.
Could be happening.
But okay. All right. In Mike's hypothetical situation where the Eagles are 1-10 in 2023 and they are out of the playoff runnings, he has the Lions and the Ravens in Super Bowl. Whatever it is. What are we at? 58?
50-something.
50-something, a bunch of X's and Roman numerals. But that's what he's got. Now, the drum roll, please. What do you got for me this week?
Oh, yeah. So not too long ago, you gave me a challenge that tested my mind, body, and spirit. Mostly my body, being able to get down pizza within 9 minutes. Okay?
You look great, though.
Thank you.
You look fantastic.
I fasted until just this episode.
Okay.
I have a question for you. This is a beer podcast. We drink a beer at least once a week. Before we started, I had you put 10 beers that I chose on a wheel, which we will put up in just a moment. Manny, how fast can you drink Das Boot, which is a 67 ounces glass of beer? How fast do you think you can get that done? Because the viewers want to know. They said actually on your last beer review, if it's real, you chug it or you would shotgun it. See, that to me is too easy. I want to know, how fast can Manny Mozz drink 67 ounces of beer, also known as Das Boot? Das Boot.
The problem with this, well, let me spin right now. Let me spin and see.
Nope.
I'm like, wait a minute.
You spin the wheel after you choose your time. The penalty comes whether the wheel gives you one or it does not.
What I'm hung up on here is trying to visualize this type of glass because I've never drank out of Das Boot. have not drank out of Das Boot before. Okay. I didn't even know
I've
that
looked it
was
up,
what
and
they call it.
Oh, yes. You never seen Beer Fest?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean,
You
okay.
gotta
How about
turn the
this?
boot.
How about this? In comparing it to a typical Stein glass, how much larger are we talking here? I don't even know
Stein glass, I don't know the differences in that, but I can tell you that it's 5.5 beers, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, it's 5.5 beers. That's good. 5.5 beers. 5.5 beers. I'm thinking I can chug 5.5 beers in 2.5 minutes.
No, absolutely no way. No way you can be done in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, but hear me out. Hear me out. And now you're gonna tell me, oh,
Give
you
me your
can't do this.
rationale.
You can't do this. I'm
Give
gonna
me your
tell you right
rationale.
now. If I'm drinking it and shit's just spilling out, that's how the fucking show goes right there. You know?
No.
So all I'll do is set up a timer with 2.5 minutes, and I'll just watch that and just be almost showering myself with this boot. Okay. All right. So 2.5 minutes. I think I'm getting it done.
That is bullshit. You must drink the beer for the challenge to be completed or
Okay, so then, all right, then I get a mulligan there. Then I gotta rethink this here. Okay,
I'll give you another guess.
5.5 beers. Okay, then I'm going 5 minutes.
A minute of beer.
Yeah, I'm going 5 minutes. I'm sticking with 5 minutes. Sticking with 5 minutes.
5.5 beers in 5 minutes. One big glass.
Yeah, I think that's doable.
Food.
I think if you let me do it the first way, I still can do it in 2.5.
I can get done in 30 seconds if you just bathe in it. Sure.
No. Okay, so now that I said I could do it in 5 minutes, I spin.
Yeah. Manny Mozz thinks he can drink Das Boot 67 ounces in 5 minutes. Here's the best part of the challenge. He's going to spin the wheel right now to figure out what beer is going in Das Boot.
Yeah, this here lies the problem. Yeah.
As easy as a Bud Light or as hard as a double IPA or Guinness.
Yeah, see, here lies
Please
the
bring
issue.
up the wheel of beer, Manny Mozz.
The wheel is up. The wheel is up. All right. Can you confirm you're seeing the wheel?
Praise. I see the wheel.
All right, you see the wheel. I'm going to spin the wheel in 3, 2, 1, spinning. And we're off, folks. It's spinning.
Pray for
it's spinning.
Guinness.
Ooh! Double IPA.
A double IPA in 5 minutes.
I still feel confident that I can do this in 5 minutes, but the issue now is going to probably be heavily intoxicated.
That's okay. So I looked up Buffalo Wild Wings and what beers are on tap, all of which were on that wheel were there. So I know they have a double IPA for you. We would love to see you do that live in Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that live. Back in the day, I did the hot wing challenge. Pretty much the same thing, you know. Yes, I did that in under however long you had to do it. I had a shirt, can't fit into the shirt anymore, but I'll go back to Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't think I've been back since that. I'll go back to Buffalo Wild Wings now. Here, Mike, do I get to pick? Like, if they have 3 or 4 double IPAs, can I then choose? Or do we have to have you on the line here picking the double IPA for me?
You will bring someone with you. I think I know who you'll bring with you. And you will both decide. It can be just a normal double IPA, whatever tastes better to you.
All right.
I'm not going to make you pick like the chocolate double IPA Christmas one.
Not doing that.
You know.
Not doing that. So, okay. Yeah. So you heard it here first, everybody. The new challenge for Manny Mozz here on the I'd Have a Beer podcast is now I'm going to Buffalo Wild Wings. I won't disclose the day. You can't all show up. You know, you can't got to give me my space. But I will be guzzling 5.5 beers out of a Das Boot in 5 minutes or less. 5 minutes or less. Okay? That's it.
All right? I'm in disbelief of it. But, you know, We're going to see it happen. You do the football happen. I made the pizza somewhat happen. Maybe the beer gets down in that time. Maybe you shock the nation. We're all looking forward to that. I think it's be something good that's happening this week. It's definitely going to be something good. But
Yes.
let's dive into it. How about you tell me something good you saw last week?
All right, yeah, to get into the football side of this podcast, enough with the shenanigans, the good for week 11 that I saw, once again, it was my good last week, it's my good again, the Broncos, baby. The Broncos have won 6 in a row, baby. The Broncos have won 6 in a row. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? They beat the Browns 29-12. I've been saying all year, that Browns defense, you better pick them up. They're good. They were not good last week. Terrible. Not good last week. Who would have thought we're sitting here week 11 going into week 12 that the Broncos have a better record than the New York Buffaloes, the New York Bills? Who would have thought that would have been something we would have said? Unbelievable.
No one here would have thought that. Russell Wilson, I think, is a little shook that he's still there. Yep, you heard me. Russell Wilson is the Broncos QB, the name we haven't brought up all year. We've just been saying the Broncos, but
Yes.
It's been him and company who have somehow brought them to this place.
Broncos country, let's ride. What did you see?
Yeah, Broncos are good. Broncos are good. I saw a team that is doing just a little bit better than the Broncos,
Okay.
and they somehow are in the playoff race with Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. You might have known his name, Gardner Minshew of the Colts. They're in a playoff spot right now.
Big
they
win.
actually hold the number 7 playoff spot in the AFC above the Broncos, above the Texans, and above Josh Allen in the Bills. Huh? Huh? The Colts? Jonathan Taylor, sometimes he's here. He didn't play for half the year. Now his thumb is broken. How are the Colts even in this position? I'm confused just as much as you are. Somehow Gardner Minshew magic. He's making magic, making it work.
It's that stash, dude. It's that mustache. Dude.
They won this week. They get my good stamp. Maybe they go to the playoffs. I don't know. We're gonna have to tune in to see. That's definitely the good things that are happening. What's the bad thing?
So
that you
bad
saw
for me. Week 11. Bad for me was, it's been a while since we've seen this team do well on Thanksgiving. The only team that plays on Thanksgiving every year after year, boom, boom, boom. They are always on the TV. This year, I thought it would have been different. They were coming into this game looking real hot, finally getting to see the Lions possibly do really well on Thanksgiving. That is not what we saw happen on Thanksgiving. Jared Goff was under pressure the entire game. He got sacked like 8 times. They lose to Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers 29-20. The Green Bay Packers look like they were playoff bound as well. The Lions do not. That offensive line looks bad. So week 11, bad. Lions. I thought we were going to see the Lions we've saw all year. I don't know.
Why is it? I don't know who made it a long time ago that the Lions always play on Thanksgiving. That's
No
fine
idea.
that they do. But after a certain point of time, they lost 6 in a row. They lost 8 times. When do we stop putting them on Thanksgiving?
I'm with you. This year I thought was going to be different. Obviously not. So they get my bad week 11.
Tough. Yeah. That was not good. Not good for the Lions. My bad, similar to your Thanksgiving game. Mine was the day after. The first ever Friday night football, Black Friday football game. You got 2 of the hottest QBs in the league right now.
So good.
Tua Tagovailoa and Tim Boyle.
Wait, what?
Boyle.
Who's the Miami Dolphins quarterback?
Tua Tagovailoa and Tim Boyle. Okay, this guy sounds like he just got bullied the night before the game started, and they stole his lunch money. Okay, Tim Boyle blows. All right, he threw 2 interceptions, one of which was a Hail Mary into the end zone that came back from a 98-yard pick six.
In the air, it looked good. It looked good in the
In the
air.
air, looked great. Tim Boyle, he chakred his inner. I heard him in the earpiece. Aaron Rodgers says, "Do an Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary special." Closed his eyes, tucked it up as if he thought he was Aaron Rodgers, and when it came down, he looked more like Tim Boyle. Okay,
Yeah,
this
tough.
guy, no good. You stunk it up. That's my bad for the week. The Jets not looking good. The only positive thing coming from the Jets, Aaron Rodgers might be back next week. Who
Ah,
knows? But if you heard me last week, the Jets are probably out of playoffs unless they won this week, and they did not.
sure.
So I don't think it matters.
Yeah, Jets bad.
Yeah.
We've known this. We've known this for a long time now. The Jets have been bad. Who would have thought Tim Boyle would have been bad? Come on, who would have thought? Tim Boyle would have been
That
bad.
name speaks greatness to
Elite.
me.
Elite.
Yeah.
That guy's elite. Definitely elite. Just, didn't have his day. But ugly. Ugly. Even worse than that, ugly. And this is a team with expectations like no other. Josh Allen and the Bills are just flat out cursed. They get ugly. They get my ugly this week. But if there was a category for ugly and cursed, it would be the Buffalo Bills. They just Josh Allen is 0-6 in overtime. 0-6 in overtime. You just score once, you win. In the overtime rules, you score once, you win. He's 0-6.
Pretty simple.
And they are so cursed that they had the game won. I know you were sweating watching that Bills-Eagles game. I know you were sweating at some point in those games.
I didn't even watch it, to be honest.
It was, they had the game won. They hold them to a 60-plus yard field goal. The guy drains it, could have kicked a 70. So at that point in time, like, the Bills are in trouble. What do? They get the ball first. Guy runs the wrong route in the end zone, wide open. That guy runs the right route, catches the ball. Different story. Bills, ugly and cursed. Week 11, I don't know where they go from here. I don't know. There's a lot of football to be had, but I don't know where they go. Does it get better? I don't know. Ugly. Buffalo Bills, I'm sorry.
Yeah, tough for them. We'll get into that later. They suck. They're terrible. I'm really gonna dig on them later. I just saw that they have 18% chance to make it to the playoffs because of that loss. So probably not good for them. They're terrible. They're not a good football team. They're one of the worst football teams I've ever seen. But moving on to my ugly over here, the guy should just staying an astronaut. Josh Dobbs throws.
He was in space
4
this weekend.
Interceptions. This guy was in space. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I had him on my fantasy team. Listen up to me.
That was a mistake.
I needed 12 points from him. 12 points. He gave me 6.5 points. Okay.
Halfway.
4 interceptions. Loses to the Bears. Every play of this game was tumultuous. It was a 3rd and long. Somehow they get a first down, fumble. 3rd and long, punt. 3rd and long, interception. The first half, the Vikings had the ball for 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. What? Unreal, Josh Dobbs. You were looking hot. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the play calling was. I heard that was an issue all of a sudden. But you're the one throwing the ball. Just tell him no. Say nope, and then do what you're going to do. You get the ugly. Tough.
I don't know. I 100% agree. I don't know if it's a play calling issue because if you remember the first game he won as a Minnesota Viking, he just came in and he didn't know the playbook. He didn't know the players' names. He didn't know the snap counts. He didn't know anything of that, and he pulled that game off. So I don't know if it was the play calling last night, Monday night game, which was absolutely terrible, like you mentioned. My man was in space Monday night. My man was in space, simply that. He was in space. He was up looking at the stars. It was bad news for maybe it's a reality check. Maybe we were too soon to the Josh Dobbs party, and the floor just came out from underneath.
I think stop giving him tape to watch. Stop and letting him learn. Just let the guy go out there and play some football. Just let him decide on the moment. We're gonna run it. Let's just run it because that's when they seem to win. Josh Dobbs, you get the ugly for the week, and that is my wrap up of how bad the Josh Dobbs did. We got some questions from some viewers.
We do.
Maybe we got the answers. What do we
Let's
got?
see. We got a question from Steph from New York. What's up, Steph? Her question here is, what is considered a football move? Whoa, great question, Steph. All right. Great question, Steph.
I hate when they say it on there. Oh, it was a catch, but did he make a football move? Can I get a little key or legend or something that says a football move means these
Right.
possible things? I have no. What's a football move? What's a football move?
So, what a football move is here, according to the NFL, is any action after the catch that transitions the receiver to a runner.
Okay, so but what happens if I catch the ball and I fall out of bounds? No football move was made. I wasn't running.
Well, I think as long as you have possession, you're
it's gotta be
good
the
going out of the
fumble
ball. Yes. Yeah.
All right,
You're going
so,
out with the ball.
There you have it. I mean, that's ridiculous. I feel like they can make
That's
that
it.
up whenever they want.
I think the problem with this, and this is a great question. I think the problem with this rule is it's so broad. It's very broad. I think that's why the problem and why this is always up to debate when it goes to reviews.
Some of these rules just really tick me off. You know what? Here's what we're going to do this week. I'm going to put up a couple polls throughout the week, and I'm going to ask the viewers, what are some rules that you want implemented in the NFL within reason? Okay? Give me something crazy that you think would be better that would help out for these shenanigans here to equal out the game. Because football moves sucks. I don't want that in there. But maybe a new rule could be the refs each get one mulligan. That last time I called the holding on that touchdown, we get this one here. This is also a holding when it's clearly not a holding.
I think something to even better your idea is they have to, when they know they're wrong, they have to come on the mics and say, that I know I made a mistake. That was the wrong call. I will be better. I think they should be put on the spotlight for something like that, because then I think the mistakes, you know what the problem then would lie? The problem with them would be no one's calling any penalties.
No one wants to be wrong.
They don't want to be put on the spot. Exactly.
Here's another thing that should be done to jump off that point. Okay, yes, I want to hear from the QBs and running backs after the game. I also want to interview the refs. Hey, that call you had was a little iffy. What the fuck were you thinking? And then they hold the mic in their face, and they're like, "Well, I want to hear."
And they're usually running out of that stadium after the game.
Yeah, they're like,
that's not sus at all.
They take off. Yeah, exactly.
That's not sus at all. But you know what? Something that's even more sus is this grind my gears right now that I'm about to get to. Absolutely wild situation here. I'm going to tell you the Jets and Giants combined are worth over $12 billion, would it be? It's over $12 billion. Each of them are worth a little over $6, okay? A little over $6 billion. We share a stadium. You might have heard of it. It's called MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, I've been there.
For all yous out there that's thinking you guys were Jet Life Stadium. How many games did that last? Yeah. MetLife Stadium absolutely sucks, like both of the teams that play there, okay? All right? MetLife Stadium is absolutely terrible. And it's not just me screaming from the rafters here, MetLife Stadium sucks. There was a poll recently done where MetLife Stadium was awarded the worst venue for players, fans to attend. Absolutely terrible. Terrible. How is it that two franchises that share the same stadium worth over $12 billion have a concrete circle surrounded by a parking lot in a swamp off the New Jersey Turnpike? How is this? How is this what we did? That's what we did. It's $12 billion. And they're like, this is good. A cement circle with holes in it. It's a cement circle with holes in it. If you've been to the stadium, you know what I'm talking about. These holes everywhere in the stadium. It is like a wind tunnel in there. And you know how I know firsthand experience that it's a wind tunnel in there?
Saw that video.
Absolutely lost my hat by just turning around. Absolutely lost my hat. All-time clip. Go check that out. It's on our Instagram, YouTube, all over the place. But the grind my gears is if you're a franchises that share a stadium, you're worth $12 billion. I know I've repeated that several times. You're worth $12 billion. This is what we came up with. This is the stadium. The architecture, everything. This is what we came with. We're going to do turf this year. We finally got our logo in the middle of the field. Before that, we shared the NFL logo, and the end zones were just changed from Jets to Giants. I bet you didn't even know that.
Well, what logo goes in the middle now?
A New York Giants logo or a New York Jets logo.
Oh, they just switched it.
Before it was one less thing they had to do, you poor things. They had the NFL logo just plopped in the middle. All they had to do was change the end zones, okay?
Kind of whack.
$12 billion franchises here, okay? We get new turf this year. Injuries again, major injuries. We lost. You lost. I didn't lose. Jets fans lost. Aaron Rodgers, 72 seconds into the first season, tore his Achilles. Boom. She talked about that Friday game. Lost another player because of an Achilles, it looks like, on the same turf that they put down at MetLife Stadium, new turf. It's synthetic turf or whatever the hell that is. It's not good. It's junk. We're $12 billion. How do we can't afford to put friggin' grass in this field? We can't afford grass in this. I don't understand. Mike, they're hosting the World Cup in 2026. There will be grass on that field for the World Cup in 2026. But the stadium for both home teams, we get synthetic turf with Achilles injuries that suck. Stadium sucks. It's a concrete circle, like I said, in a parking lot off the Jersey Turnpike near a swamp. Fantastic. Let's build a new stadium, you cheap sons of bitches.
Thank you, Manny Mozz, for the Grind My Gears this week. Yeah, that's a tough look. $12 billion, and they give you garbage. I gotta think that not all $12 billion was spent there, and maybe they pocketed. They might have pocketed some of that money.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it is to build a stadium, but I think $12 billion could get you a lot more for what I've seen. I've been there. It sucks.
I'm willing to bet that both owners, Jets and Giants, have grass around their house. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Bet you they got a lot of nice, fluffy grass. Not at MetLife. Not at MetLife. Nope. Bad situation.
Well, we appreciate you for your Grind My Gears, and I'm sure all New York fans share your affinity for this field like you do.
And if you agree with Manny Mozz and this Grind My Gears, and I know you do, I'm starting a petition. And the first step in the petition for them getting new turf again, new grass, new location, new field, it's going to take a lot of work. So we're going to need you to absolutely slam this video, repost it, share it with a friend, share it to aunts, uncles, grandmothers, anybody that's a fan that tunes in. We need to fix this. They owe it to us. I'm paying $17,000 to go to the game, sitting nosebleed in the freezing cold in a wind tunnel. They owe it to us to get this right and to fix it. Share this with a friend.
Find this on our social media on Instagram. We'll have the petition up for you to sign.
Yeah.
We're trying to get as many signatures as possible.
Yeah.
As you know, like we take daylight saving times to Congress. We feel passionately about these topics, and this is one of them.
Dude, right after I speak to Congress about daylight savings, I'm running it right back the following day, 2:00 in Congress on we need more money, apparently. $12 billion isn't enough. We need more money. The Jets, Giants fan, they're struggling out here. But that wraps up the Grind My Gears for this week.
Appreciate you on that. Thank you for giving the recap on your Grind My Gears. Now I'd like your recap. Speaking of the Giants and their terrible stadium, how'd they do? What was the game? I didn't even watch.
The Giants, the Giants are winning, baby. They're winning. They're winning. We're back. We're back. What do we have? 4 wins, baby? How many wins do the New York Buffaloes have? 6. 2 away. 2 away. Tommy DeVito, we all know the story by now. Tommy DeVito's got the Jersey juice. We absolutely love it. His family is electric in the crowd. That was the only thing on the television. I'd rather see DeVito's family than Taylor Swift. Might be biased there, but that's just that's my guy now. I'm riding with Tommy DeVito. Problem here can't always be good because it's the Giants situation. Problem is we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot and take ourselves completely out of this draft. Problem with this, as much as I love to see Tommy DeVito, the Jersey juice, the wins coming, he's got 2 wins now under his belt. As much as I love to see this, I don't know how long this dream will last. For a kid that played at Syracuse, I don't know how long this dream will last. We'll see. I love for this fairy tale to continue on. I just don't know if this is going to be a win for us in the long term, especially
Yeah.
since we were like third or fourth in the draft coming up. Now we're moving towards like 7 or 8.
It's
And
the
we got
lower
a,
you, the more
and
you
we got a
win, the
lot
lower
of
you get.
holes. We got a lot of holes to fill. We got a lot of holes to fill, and to even add to that, the schedule is getting a little. It's getting a little. I see some possible wins. I see some more possible wins on the way out of 2023 season. I don't know what to do in this situation, but brings me to my my predictions for week 13. It's easy. They're on a bye, so we're chilling. So we're chilling this week. They're on a bye. So we're win. So we're completely out of the draft. We got another win. And Tommy DeVito is going to be battling with Daniel Jones next year. We'll see. Going to be interesting. Going to be interesting because I think Tommy DeVito in the 4 weeks that he's been a part of the New York Giants definitely has won that locker room. I believe that very confidently.
Definitely think so. I definitely think so.
That's easy. My prediction, my recap, it's easy. What are the Eagles? The Eagles coming off a bigger win, I would say, than beating the Patriots.
The gauntlet that was set before us doesn't look so scary anymore. Okay.
Oh boy.
We were once 6-0, and I got a lot of messages from friends. I got a lot of hatred from family saying, "Here comes the gauntlet. These are going to be the toughest games for the Eagles." Eagles, I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl this year because of these games. They're still the underdogs. They're not the favorite to win the Super Bowl right now somehow. What? We have defeated every team you threw on our way. The number 1 QB in the league slapped him aside. The number 2 QB in the league slapped him aside. The number 3 QB in the league is now the number 1 QB in the league. Okay? We take down Patrick Mahomes. We take down Dak Prescott. We take down Josh Allen. Mr. Irrelevant is up next with the 49ers. And they're a bunch of crybabies, if you remember last year. Oh, you won because of injuries. Oh, we had to put in a third-string QB. Oh, we had...
I think that was a fair argument last year.
Now it's time to shut up and put your money where your mouth is, and let's play again. And this time, you're going to come to our house, and this time, we're going to give you a smackdown. And we have some injuries this time, and we're going to show you that it doesn't matter because injuries are a part of the game. My recap, we dominated. We find ways to win. Jalen Hurts doesn't quit, but the Bills do. And the reason why we won that game is obvious. Chicken Little can kick the ball from 85 yards away.
He's unbelievable.
Okay? This guy's 8
in the
for
pouring
8.
Rain.
He closed his eyes. This guy's 8 for 8 with clutch kicks with 2 minutes and under and overtime kicks. Unbelievable. If you don't know who he is, they have a movie about him because the sky is falling is what it felt like that night. And that's what the movie's about. This guy doesn't miss. Jake Elliott, a.k.a. Chicken Little.
I'll say this about your opponent coming up this week, the 49ers. Oh, yeah. I'll say this about this. Obviously, being a Giants fan, don't want to see you guys win any more games for the rest of the year. I gave you that hypothetical situation at 1-10. Would have been cool. I feel like the energy of this podcast would have been different at the start of the season to now. Mike, Modest Mike, who knows? We might not even have gotten any bets. You'd been like, just don't bet against the Eagles. They stink.
Yeah.
But here we are. They're 10-1. You're playing the 49ers. They had some bad luck last year in that game. All of their quarterbacks went down. It is what it is. It's part of the game. It is what it is. You guys, it is what it is. Like you said, you got injuries now too. I'll say this. I think this is the last legitimate chance that a team has to take down the Eagles. I think this is the last team. Obviously, you guys beat Dallas, you beat the Bills, and you beat Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is the last team, the last hurdle. Of course, I'm going to say that they're going to do it. I think they better do it. I think they better absolutely do it for America. Unless you're unless you're an Eagles fan, you are the biggest 49ers fan. Come week 13, what do they play Sunday?
They play Sunday at 4:25.
4:25 on Sunday. America, besides Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, will be rooting for the 49ers because they're our last hope. They are our last hope. They are the lone survivor in this situation, and hopefully they can get the job done. We will see.
I agree with you on that take. We have been the underdogs for quite some time.
I don't understand that either at this point, though.
Which I don't understand.
I don't understand that stat at one bit. There's a stat I saw this morning that you guys are still somehow the underdogs against the 49ers at home Sunday at 4:40 or 4:25. I think Dick Sirianni is just making these headlines up to just fire up the team even more. I think that's a bullshit stat.
Unreal.
Whoever did that, unreal stat. Whoever's doing that is just.
We aren't the favorite to win the Super Bowl right now, but we have the best team in the league. We're not favored to win at home. We have one
Unbelievable.
Loss.
Unbelievable.
Okay. All I know and all I can say with certainty, when you put us at the underdog scale like we did in 2017, we will destroy that thought process.
Well, I'm going to take a chapter out of your book here, being the betting guy that you are. How are you not putting money up for the Eagles this weekend? If they're the underdogs, how are you not putting money on that game as an Eagles fan for the Eagles to come out? How are you not? I mean, am I missing something?
Yes, you are. The number one rule about betting, Manny, which you should know.
See, this is why I don't do this.
Never bet with your emotions.
Oh,
okay?
God.
Never bet with your emotions.
Okay.
I intentionally and always keep the Eagles off my bet slip. They could be playing the Panthers, and I still will not bet on them. I make one bet on the Eagles every year that I've ever been a fan. I put $100 on the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, and then I forget about it. Okay? You bet with your emotions, and you lose right away. Lose right away.
Okay.
This is a
I will say this: Manny Mozz, Manny Bugatti, Manny Modest Mike might be taking a bet out this week. Might be downloading one of these apps. Might be putting in a bet in for the Eagles to win at home against the underdog Eagles at home to beat the 49ers. I don't know. I mean, 2 + 2 is 4. That seems like a friggin' fucking home run for me. I don't know. Not like you said, obviously a lot of emotion here. So I don't know. We'll see. It might be out.
Neither here nor there. The game's going to be good. My prediction: Eagles win, and the supervillains become the superheroes. We take this underdog story and we show you why we're the best right now.
I can get behind you guys being the best possibly right now. You know, you guys will never be the superheroes. That fan base will never be the superheroes. You guys will always be the villains and the evil sons of bitches that you are.
We were the superheroes in 2017 when you wanted Tom Brady to lose. That's when we were the superheroes.
That was like when we went to the moon. That was a totally different situation. We just landed on the moon for the first time. That was a totally different situation. Okay. You guys are here now. It's different, completely different.
Yeah,
you guys are the villains, 100%.
Yeah. I hear you on that, and we'll take that in. Let's jump to another villain of mine that I think we equally hate together.
Villain of ours. Yes.
Yeah. Dak Prescott.
Good old
Dak.
Dak.
Fucking hear us or something? This guy's not throwing interceptions like I want him to.
Nope.
He's getting all the praise. Oh, Dak Prescott's playing on another level. This guy's incredible. Look who he's playing. Look who he's playing. He's beating up on garbage teams.
I looked at the schedule. I looked at their schedule this year, and I looked at it thus far. All of the teams that they have beaten don't have more than 4 wins.
Manny, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How fast and how badly could you beat a 4th grader with one fist? Because that's what Dak Prescott's doing. That's what Dak Prescott is doing to these teams. Yeah, you put me in a cage with a sword and a little boy in with a block. Who do you think's going to win the fight?
He's like in Billy Madison when he goes out to the dodgeball court and he just grabs the ball and says, "Now you're all in big big trouble. That's the talent pool that he's playing with, okay? We're talking about teams that have no more than 4 wins, okay? They played the Giants twice already. They played Washington possibly twice already, at least one time. We all saw that on Thanksgiving. It was close, and then all of a sudden they said, I want to go home and go to sleep. So then they turned on the Jets, and the game was over. Have they played the Jets? Probably, because that's another sucky team. Okay,
they might have.
They've played sucky teams, and the only teams that they've played that are winning records, they've lost to. And I do think the schedule is going to be tightening up for old Dacky, our boy Dacky. He's sitting at 6 INTs right now. He's sitting at 6. We need to get him to that magical number of 15 with a few more weeks to go. Like I said, it's tightening up. I think we're going to get close. I think
he comes close to it. I think he plays for the first time a real team this week. The Seahawks, they do have somewhat of a semblance
good defense. Yeah.
Okay. I think they come away with a pick. It might be the game-sealing pick where they lose, and it furthers the fact that if a good team comes in town, Dak Prescott doesn't know how to play football.
No. I mean, if you look at it, our buddy Dak, sorry, buddy, but you don't have a good track record of making it to the playoffs. We all know how the season ended for you guys last year. What a play call that was. So sitting at 6 interceptions, we'll see. Like you said, they got the Seahawks this week. I think he's going to throw one for us. He was on the main stage for Thanksgiving. Didn't really want to do it. He was really concerned about turkey legs and stuff like that. Didn't do it. We're going to get him this weekend. Beers.
I got beer over here.
We got
beer over there?
We got
beer over here. This is one of my favorite beers I've had so far on this podcast.
Okay. It's funny that you said that.
Okay. All right. I have Wicked Weed Brewing. It's called Coastal Love IPA.
I see that. Okay. Yeah.
Coastal
I'm liking the
Love
vibe.
Hazy IPA. It's cool. I saw it, very Floridian. I was like, let me get some of this. Delicious. It's 6.3%. Let me get a little sip here. Let me give you some live reaction to it.
You know the rules.
Mm-hmm. You know the rules. Yeah, I'm having this at dinner. This is a good. Let me get like a Swiss burger with lettuce, tomato, and let me get a Coastal Love on the side there. All right, this is a nice beer you find at like a mid-range chain restaurant. Maybe you're at like a TGI Fridays. You're on a little date, and you don't want to look like a little loser. You get like a Bud Light or some like light beer, but instead you get in the middle range. You go, I'll go for a hazy IPA.
Okay,
this one's good. Would I drink this at a tailgate? No, I don't think I would drink this at a tailgate. I want dates to think I drink this. I don't want other people to know that I drink this at a game.
I think if you're in Philadelphia, you're drinking that in a tailgate, you might make some enemies. Might
be. So I'm gonna say no to that. Scale of 1 to 10 there, though.
Let's get it.
What
do we got?
All right, get the list ready. This is going to be 6.1. 6.1 on that list there. How many beers? I know you keep track. How many beers we got on there now?
Oh, man, we got so many. This is, believe it or not, this is episode 16 for the boys over here at I'd Have a Beer. So, you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, We got a lot of beers, we got a lot of beers. The list, it's so long, it won't even actually load right now. It's crazy. Technology.
That's nuts.
Unbelievable. But going with my beer this week, I mentioned at the top of the hour, Zeus Brewing Company is back again with I'd Have a Beer podcast here.
What did they got you this week?
I got Spicy Boy. I just like saying the name, Spicy Boy.
Nice name.
And I got news for you. He's a spicy boy. This latte
spicy?
I'm drinking right here. This beer I'm drinking right now is a spicy boy. This is like a friggin'. How can I describe this? This is like a meal. This is almost like a meal, like a spicy,
like a supplement drink.
Like the aftertaste is like, I'm either eating wings or I'm at a Mexican restaurant. Like there's some spice, there's some kick to this, spicy boy.
Sounds like
there you go.
Sounds like you wouldn't even eat it with dinner because you're gonna have the whole thing is a dinner inside of it.
Well, I got news for you right now. If I'm
right.
if I think it all depends on what I'm having for dinner. I think that's a fair question
Sure.
to ask. I think it all depends on what I'm having to at dinner. If I'm having spice, why not throw an extra little spicy boy on top of that? Okay. If I'm having something spicy for dinner, throw a little spicy boy right at you. Am I having it?
Sure.
Am I having this with a steak? No, not having this with a steak. No, I'm sorry, that's out. Love the can. Fucking.
It looks like to me like a Tabasco sauce label.
Thank you. That is what it tastes like. That is what it friggin' tastes like. And I couldn't think of the name before, and I didn't want to spend 30 seconds on trying to figure out what it was, because that's bad podcasting. I didn't want to do that and just go, for a half hour. So, yes, you are straight with that. That is right on the money. That is what this tastes like. Tabasco sauce. Tabasco. So what are you eating with Tabasco?
Tacos?
What did I say? So I knew it. Yes. So if I'm having tacos, I'm having this. Would I have this at a tailgate? No, not having this at a tailgate. No, I'm not having this at a tailgate. I don't really know too many people that have Tabasco at 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning when they're tailgating. For that reason, I'm out. Not having this at a tailgate. This is Shark Tank now. For those reasons, I'm out.
Yeah,
not investing.
So what? Give me your scale, 1 to 10. You know the rules. What is
1 to 10 on the scale of beers that I'd have a beer. I'm giving the Spicy Boy from Zeus Brewery. I'm giving this a 5.8.
I get it. Not spicy beers. I'm not a big spicy margarita guy, so spicy beer might not do it for me.
Yep.
But I understand. The label gives you exactly what you expect, so I wasn't surprised.
That's what it was. And I was looking at this label, and I'm like, what the hell does this look like? This looks like something I know. And you nailed it. Tabasco, Spicy Boy. I'm sure there's people out there that would like this. If you want to give it a shot, Zeus Brewing Company, Poughkeepsie, New York. They have the Spicy Boy and lots more. So give them a shout if you're in the area.
We gave you a jam-packed show. You got the modest Mike bets, what to do this week. We're all excited, as am I. Does Manny Mozz get us boot down in 5 minutes? My opinion, no. But I guess we're going to see what happens. The video will be out this weekend. It'll be live. It'll be exciting. We're going to put up an after film of it as well to see how he's doing. It's going to be fantastic. Don't forget, we're going to put up the petition to sign to get the money for the stadium that is needed. We need new turf.
$12 billion is not enough in New Jersey, in New Rutherford, New Jersey, at the Swamp Grounds. $12 billion is not enough, so we need your signatures and your dedication. I'm going to Congress with that.
I need your help. All right, we answered your questions, so bring some more next week. Okay,
yes, thank you, Steph.
We did the recap. We did what we think's going to happen coming up, and we went over some delicious beer. We got the Hazy IPA, the Wicked Weed Brewing, and Manny's a Spicy Boy from Zeus Brewing Company in Poughkeepsie, New York. Appreciate you.
Follow us on all of our social media at IHAB Podcast. That's all we got for you tonight. Yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Mike will tell you, slam that button. Absolutely slam that button.
I'd have a beer.
I'd have a beer.